So we began to talk about creating this regional agency. Now, as you can imagine, with all this terse rhetoric that had come before, building trust it's very easy to destroy trust. It's very difficult to rebuild it. Well, this is where I go to that third process that the Water District had in place that overlaps this and becomes a catalyst in many ways. We realized that we had made more water commitments to developers, be they commercial or residential, than we had water available to us. And the process in those days was, and it was driven by the banks. This wasn't driven by the developers. It was driven by their need to get financing. They would come to the district and get what was called a will serve letter, that we will serve this development if it gets built. Well, there were will serve letters out everywhere to afford these guys the ability to go to the banks with the necessary paperwork. So I'll never forget it. February 14th, Valentine's Day. It's still called the Valentine's Day Massacre. We declared a temporary moratorium on any new commitments. And at that time, I called it, to calm everyone down. I said, this is a comma, it's not a period. Let's just calm down, but we're not going to issue any more of these will serve letters. So we began a process with the development community to come up with a new way that the banks would accept upon which water is allocated to new developments. And that is the whole new process that we still live with today. And you don't get a water commitment until you have so much money into this that you can't be a speculator. Because our big fear was that you're creating land in southern Nevada. Some of it has water, some of it doesn't. And so land values were becoming skewed. So the developers wanted a process that was going to be rigidly and fairly administered across the board, and there was no difference where in the valley you were or who you were. And to the district's credit, the troops over there, they have absolutely lived by that. And that's the only reason it's worked all these years. Well, once we declared a moratorium, Henderson then had to declare a moratorium, North Las Vegas had to declare a moratorium, and now the pressure was on. The only way that moratorium could be lifted was for there to be a new round of water. The only way to get another round of water was to create a regional agency.